My mum and dad still fight now, but they fight over the phone, and often I'm not in the room, but it makes me feel really upset and angry because, I mean, they're supposed to be my parents, and instead they're behaving like 2-year-olds.
They were always fighting. And it was just that they were fighting, and it was if they didn't really care that I was there and I was listening. They were just in their own little bubble.
Do you feel scared?
Yeah, sometimes scared when they were fighting and... Yeah.
Just scared that they'd, like, hurt each other or, like, hurt one of us. Yeah, do something they'd regret.
They're, like, trying to make you, like, love them the most, but you, like, don't want to. You want to love each parent the same.
We were kind of caught in the middle, and, like, it was really hard because Mum would say bad things about Dad to us that would, like, hurt our feelings because we respected him and stuff, and then Dad would say bad things about Mum, which was, like, the same. And yeah, it was hard because we just wanted them to get along and be friends. And
my mum found a new guy, and my dad wasn't too happy, so, like, if he was around, he'd drop me at the bottom of the driveway and make me walk up. And, like, he'd never say anything, he'd just go, get out of the car and walk up, and stuff like that.
They feel the weight. They feel the weight of their parents not getting on. And my son, I've been to family therapist with him, and, you know, he talks about it like this heavy, heavy rock in his heart that he has to carry when he thinks about his parents not getting on.
It was hard on her. Her whole attitude changed, and for a while there, she developed a stutter even because she was afraid to talk about certain things, and she was kind of stood on when she did talk about certain things. So, but that's completely gone now. But yeah, so it was pretty difficult on her. All of a sudden, she didn't have two parents around at the same time. It was just completely one or the other, in two different environments, two different houses, two different bedrooms. So I think they can hit children quite hard, really.
Jess really surprised me when we moved in. I think about a week later, I distinctly remember him saying to me, are we going to be like this forever? You know, is Dad never coming back? And that really shocked me because I thought that he actually had comprehended that we were, you know, going to live in two different houses, but we were all going to still be a family in a different way. And I suppose I anticipated that he was okay.
It's good, we're human with our hurts and feelings, but we have to be responsible in how we pass it around, because children become the victims sometimes of those hurts, especially between parents, and unknowingly we end up leaving some deep scars with our children.
When you do become parents, it's not one person that makes the children, it's two parents, mother, you know, and to me it's as black and white as that. Two people have the responsibility of these children, and if people can just forget the mamai, the pain, the hurt, the anger, the resentment in the situation, and remember that the children need to be the focus, then I'm sure that everything will pan out.
There isn't any easy answers, but the first answer is, and everyone says this, and it seems a logical one, put your kids first.
the kids get priority. Their weekends, the times that I get them, the weekends and that, I spend all the time with them, and I don't worry about anything else to do with the adult issues until they're not around.
At night when I try and have a talk to the children, we talk about that it's not your fault. You know, Daddy still loves you, Mummy still loves you.
Tell your children that you love them, and have your children express they love you, or, you know, maintaining that love for them, whatever circumstances.
The more you hurt each other, that's going to impact on your child, and that your child's going to think, you know, am I to blame? Or, you know, your child might have to take sides. And I don't want our daughter to take sides. I just want our daughter to, you know that both her mama and her papa both love her.
It's letting the other person take on a parenting role and doing the way they think's best.
I had to look deep in myself and say, well, you know, I can cut off my nose to spite my face, get at her, but never see me daughter. And, you know, pain is only short when it comes to you and your partner. Your love for your daughter's a lifetime.
When we first separated, we went to see the lawyer, and they suggested counselling and a particular course which was called Parenting Through Separation. At the time I was feeling very angry. I do know why I was feeling angry, but I wanted to find ways to combat that anger so my children didn't see me angry all the time. And I thought, well, this might be a helpful course for me to find ways to deal with that anger and get back to feeling happy again for the children.
Welcome to our first session on Parenting Through Separation.
The course wasn't difficult to get on. On the back of the brochure was a phone number, and I rang the phone number and spoke to Kathy, and she booked me on a course. And sort of working in that door the first day, I saw other parents there and knew they'd probably be in the same situation and probably feeling the same way I was feeling. So it probably helped ease the anxiousness about attending the course.
Get there and got out of the car, sort of probably a wee bit hyped up, I guess, and then turned around and went and hopped back in the car and sat there for about 5 minutes and thought, oh, I can't do this. But so in the back of my mind, it was for Adam. I thought, it's something I could, I know he's not going to it, but I need to get some information and stuff to make it easier on both of us.
I'd say as soon as you can possibly get to a course is probably the time. I know the feelings are pretty ripe, but I think it will help those feelings, and you know, you're not thinking straight at that stage and about what you should be doing, and I think this really points you in the direction of what you should be doing, which is the children, and that takes a load off everything else.
It was interesting to hear the male perspective, and I sense, in the coffee breaks that it was helpful for them too to hear a different perspective. I came around quite invigorated, thinking that this is such a brilliant course for people to actually do for their kids' sake.
I learned a lot of how I could cope and therefore help the children cope. I certainly came away feeling absolutely positive about the course and wanting to put in place the things that I'd learnt.
It was good because it was the second half of the course dealt with the court system. It did demystify it. It did let me know, there's that path and there's that road, and it was nice. I needed that. I needed to see where I could go and what road took me to different solutions and paths.
The parenting plan booklet that I got from the course has been excellent in making my husband and I sit down and talk about issues specifically concerning the children. Who can babysit the children? We'll both have a joint same babysitter. What happens in the school holidays? Who has them? The booklet had lots of ideas of things to open a discussion that you didn't talk about personally, that it wasn't to do with you personally, that was specifically to do with the children.
Yeah, well, they've noticed a complete change in my attitude with regards to myself try to, put my anger that's there aside. They pick up on the sadness, obviously, because that's still there. But I think they're relishing, obviously, they're getting more attention now, maybe from their father more so than me. And just knowing that, both parents love them and that we'll both be there for them, and emphasising the fact that it's not their fault.
You often go through stages where you feel very depressed, and then often you get the idea that the whole world falls on top of you, and you get perspective in a course like this. Yes, you got the feeling that it is not as bad, and it is not as dark, and it is not as hopeless as you thought in the beginning.
Just letting go of that blame really just took such a burden off me, and I just freed myself up for my child so much more. And I started initiating contact with her dad when that would have been the last thing that I was going to do again.
Because, it really drives home the thing that it's your children. It is your children that is the most important for their lives. I'm old enough and hopefully got enough brains that I can rebuild, quick enough and carry on with things. But they're the ones that have to be steered in the right direction.
The course has given me tools to use in my daily life. Putting my children first means that I've actually got to try and focus on things they're actually saying and not being away worrying about the things that I'm worrying about.
I just think that the opportunity to have participated in this course is probably the best thing that you can do for your children. It's not just about you. It's about the impact on them and how they relate to their partners in the future, their lives, their families. It's bigger than you, and I think they should always be, the ones that are put first. And if all adults in a similar situation actually had the opportunity to benefit from the resources that are there, free and available, such as this course, then maybe the kids, the next generation, would cope a lot better.
There's a Parenting Through Separation course available in your area now. It's short, usually 2 2-hour sessions, and it's free. Your ex-partner won't be there. They'll be encouraged to do a different course.